The Battle of Wilson's Creek, fought on August 10, 1861, marked one of the earliest major battles of the American Civil War. Often called the Bull Run of the West, this pivotal conflict determined the strategic trajectory of Missouri, a border state crucial to both the Union and the Confederacy. Join us as we dive deep into the events that led to the battle, the intense fighting, and its profound consequences. In 1861, Missouri was a divided state. Although it officially remained in the Union, its population held deeply conflicting loyalties. Unionists, Confederates, and those caught in the middle all vied for control. Missouri's strategic location, with its access to the Mississippi River and key railroads, made it a prize for both sides. As tensions escalated, so did the violence, with skirmishes erupting even before the war officially began. Governor Claiborne Jackson, a Confederate sympathizer, sought to align Missouri with the Confederacy. However, Union forces under Brigadier General Nathaniel Lyon were determined to prevent this. By early summer 1861, the stage was set for a showdown. Missouri's divided loyalties reflected the nation's broader fractures. Its population included wealthy planters who supported slavery, German immigrants who opposed it, and farmers torn between Unionist and Confederate sympathies. This diversity of opinion made Missouri's political and social landscape a tinderbox. In July 1861, Lyon forced Governor Jackson and the pro-secessionist Missouri State Guard to retreat into southwestern Missouri. By August, Jackson's forces joined up with Confederate troops, led by Brigadier General Benjamin McCulloch and Missouri militia under Major General Sterling Price. Their combined strength grew to nearly 12,000 men, camped along Wilson's Creek near Springfield, Missouri. Despite being outnumbered, Lyon decided to strike. His Union army of approximately 5,400 soldiers planned a surprise attack to scatter the Confederate force and secure Missouri for the Union. With his second-in-command, Major Samuel Sturgis, Lyon devised a plan to split his forces into two columns, attacking from different directions. It is important to understand the stakes. Control of Missouri meant control of key rivers, resources, and railways. For the Confederacy, it offered a pathway to the west. For the Union, it was a linchpin to keeping border states loyal. At dawn on August 10th, Lyon launched his attack. The Union forces approached under the cover of darkness, achieving initial surprise. The two-pronged attack began with Colonel Franz Sigel's column striking the Confederate rear, while Lyon led the main assault on their camp. Chaos erupted as Union troops stormed into the Confederate encampments, but the Confederates quickly rallied. The fighting centered around three key areas: Bloody Hill, Sigel's position near Sharp's Farm, and the Confederate artillery placements. The battle raged with intense ferocity. Union soldiers recalled the eerie calm before the fighting erupted. One soldier later described how the first shots rang out like thunder in the hills. For many of these young men, it was their first taste of combat. Bloody Hill became the focal point of the battle. Lyon's forces repeatedly repelled Confederate assaults, but at a heavy cost. Early in the fighting, Lyon was wounded twice, yet refused to leave the battlefield. Tragically, during a Confederate charge, he was struck by a fatal bullet. Nathaniel Lyon became the first Union general to die in the Civil War. With Lyon's death, command passed to Major Sturgis. Meanwhile, Colonel Sigel's column, which had initially achieved success, was overwhelmed by a Confederate counterattack. Sigel's forces were forced to retreat in disarray, leaving Lyon's troops isolated. The death of Lyon had a profound psychological impact. His determination to fight, despite overwhelming odds, turned him into a symbol of Union resolve. Confederate forces, meanwhile, saw their own morale bolstered by their ability to hold the field. As the morning wore on, Union forces on Bloody Hill began to falter. Ammunition was running low, and the Confederate attacks showed no sign of stopping. Sturgis made the difficult decision to retreat, and by noon, the Union Army withdrew from the battlefield. The battle claimed heavy casualties on both sides. The Union suffered approximately 1,200 casualties, while the Confederates lost around 1,100 men. Despite holding the field, the Confederate forces were too disorganized and depleted to pursue the retreating Union Army. The retreat was chaotic, with many Union soldiers recalling the harrowing experience of carrying the wounded through rugged terrain. Medical resources were scarce, and the suffering of the injured was immense. The Battle of Wilson's Creek was technically a Confederate victory, but its strategic impact was mixed. While the Union forces retreated, the Confederates failed to capitalize on their success. Missouri remained a contested battleground for the rest of the war, with the Union ultimately maintaining control of the state. The battle also underscored the challenges of waging war in the Western theater, where logistics, geography, and divided loyalties created unique obstacles. For the Union, Nathaniel Lyon became a martyr for the cause, his determination to hold Missouri inspiring Unionists across the state. For the Confederates, the inability to follow up on their victory revealed the limitations of their resources and coordination. The Western theater would remain a difficult front for the South. Today, the Wilson's Creek National Battlefield stands as a testament to the bravery and sacrifices of those who fought on both sides. Visitors can explore the preserved battlefield, learn about the strategies employed, and reflect on the human cost of the Civil War. Personal stories from the battle continue to resonate. Letters from soldiers on both sides reveal the fear, courage, and resolve of those who fought. These stories remind us that history is not just about strategies and outcomes, but also about people. The battle's legacy serves as a reminder of Missouri's critical role in the war and the enduring struggle to define the nation's future. The Battle of Wilson's Creek was a small but significant chapter in the Civil War, shaping the fight for Missouri and the broader conflict in the West. It revealed the complexities of a divided nation and the immense sacrifices made by those who fought. Thank you for joining us on this journey through history.